Hey guys, Dominic from Genuine Assholes, and I just saw The Accountant, the new film starring Ben Affleck. Now, Ben Affleck plays an accountant by day, sort of hitman, killer, mysterious man by night. Now, first off, I will say I pretty much enjoyed this movie. It's directed by Gavin O'Connor, who directed Warrior and Jane Got a Gun, and I really loved Warrior, and I was hoping for a movie that I loved like that. I did not love this movie. That doesn't mean this is a bad movie. I want to steer away from saying this is a bad movie because there are a lot of bad Rotten Tomatoes reviews and there's some shit reviews coming out here and there. I pretty much enjoyed this movie. It's a little over 2 hours and it's pretty well paced. It flows. It doesn't drag. I wasn't on a lot of sleep when I watched this movie and I didn't really find myself dozing off. This is a great cast, alright? You got Jon Bernthal from Walking Dead, from Punisher, the Punisher himself in this. He is great. I loved him in this movie. I'm a big fan of him. You got J.K. Simmons, who's in a small but important part. He's really good. Anna Kendrick's in there doing a good job. You got some appearances by actors like Jeffrey Tambor from Arrested Development, of course, and John Lithgow, who makes a couple of appearances, and he's good as well. And of course, Ben Affleck. Ben Affleck gives a hell of a performance here. I really enjoyed him, and he kind of does a kind of dual thing here that is not too different from doing Bruce Wayne and Batman. I enjoyed it. I thought he was top of his game, like the rest of this cast. The problem where this movie suffers is really the story. I feel like it's trying to be two different things. I mean, you have the first half of this movie feels like a completely different movie from the second half. And this movie's reminiscent of movies like, you know, The Bourne Identity, and it's actually got a John Wick feel at a lot of other moments. The problem is, I feel like they didn't know where this movie should rest. You know, when this movie is going full John Wick, it's awesome, you know? And it's not necessarily to say that the beginning is bad. The beginning had me entertained, but it just jumps around so much, you know. And then the latter half of the movie, they kind of get back into that tamer aspect of the story in moments. And it just didn't sit right with me. I feel like this movie, as much as it does good, and as much as I enjoyed it, it falls flat on some level, story-wise. And it just doesn't come together as nicely as you may want it to. It's a little predictable. There are elements that you do see coming. The action in the movie is badass. When it goes John Wick, it goes John Wick, you know, and I can't help but feel that if this movie tried to be more just straight up action, I would have probably enjoyed it more. That's not to say it's a terrible movie. I don't know why it is getting the reviews it's getting. There's some dramatic elements, you know, a lot of the movie they're filling in pieces of Ben Affleck's character's backstory here and there, which I liked, but at the end of the day and at the end of the movie, I still felt kind of confused by some of the things that they implied or they tried to explain, which maybe a second viewing would make me pick up on them more. But overall, The Accountant is a good film. I definitely think it's worth checking out. Star rating, I struggled a little bit between a 3 and a 3.5 out of 5. I'm going to give it 3 stars out of 5 because there are elements in this movie that, not that they don't work, but if they were executed in a different way, they would have played out better in the film. Are you guys looking to check out The Accountant this weekend? Let me know what you guys think when you do see it. Is there another movie you're checking out this weekend? Well, let me know in the comments below. Check out my other videos, guys, and subscribe. Oh wait, I'm still here. Let me give you a quick announcement. My podcast, the Genuine Assholes Movie Podcast, is now available on the iTunes Store and on the website. I'll put a link below this video, so check that out. It's basically going to be a podcast where I talk with other people, like my brother Sal, about movies, some bad, some good. The first episode, Roadhouse, the 1989 classic starring Patrick Swayze. I mean, how could you miss on that? Check it out, guys, on iTunes, and check out my other videos again. Thank you.